Item Number SCP-Y-016. Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-Y-016 is to be contained within a standard anomalous object containment chamber at Site Y1. Access to SCP-Y-016 is restricted to authorized personnel with Level 3 clearance or higher. Any attempts to use SCP-Y-016 for outbound calls must be strictly prohibited, and all inbound calls are to be logged and monitored by Foundation personnel. Description: SCP-Y-016 is a vintage rotary telephone of unknown make and model. It exhibits no visible anomalous properties when not in use. However, when answered, SCP-Y-016 connects the caller to a random point in the past or future, allowing for communication across time. The temporal destination of each call appears to be entirely unpredictable, with no discernible pattern or consistency. There is, however, a research paper with no traceable name that claims it is loosely tied to the time of day. SCP-Y-016 was recovered from within Provisional Reality-Y-1 during an exploration mission conducted by Mobile Task Force Zeta-0, Dramatic Duos. The anomalous rotary telephone was found within a dilapidated building resembling an abandoned telecommunications facility. Despite the building's decrepit condition, SCP-Y-016 appeared to be in relatively good working order. Upon retrieving SCP-Y-016, Zeta-0 reported experiencing several temporal anomalies and disturbances during their subsequent return journey through SCP-Y-1. These anomalies included brief glimpses of historical events and encounters with entities from various points in time. Addendum Y-016-1. Research into the origins and capabilities of SCP-Y-016 is ongoing. Efforts are underway to develop protocols for safe interaction with SCP-Y-016, as well as to study the potential implications of its temporal communication abilities. Any personnel wishing to conduct experiments involving SCP-Y-016 must obtain approval from Site Y1's director and adhere to strict containment procedures. Incident Report Y-016-R1. On May 22, 2000, a man named Dmitry Romanov was mysteriously found in a standard testing room with SCP-Y-016. After an emergency notice was issued, Romanov was immediately detained and interrogated regarding his presence at Site Y1 and his identity. The following is an audio log that details the interrogation of Dmitry Romanov. Begin log.
State your name for the record, please.
Dmitry Romanov.
And how did you get into Site Y1?
I don't know. How do I even explain this? One moment I was in testing room, and then I blink. And here I am.
Who are you to the Foundation? And what were you doing in the testing room?
I'm a D-class. Think that's what you call us? A criminal. I was on death row for murdering a man with my bare hands. He ran over my wife and daughter while drunk driving. The bastard.
There's no evidence supporting your claims. No criminal record, and your wife is still alive. There's no record of your daughter ever existing.
Oh, I know. This is the second time I've looped. You've already interrogated me once before.
Explain what you mean by looped.
Oh, where do we begin? I was part of a test with that old phone. I was supposed to answer the phone at 6 a.m. and not respond to whoever was on the other end. I failed.
Let's hear about that. Go on.
The phone rang and I picked it up. The voice on the other end was my wife. From the day before the accident happened. I went against the rules. I told her not to visit her mother that day, hoping to prevent her from getting run over.
And what happened then?
Well, the room started to melt around me. That's where I lost you last time. Didn't believe me. The call ended, and I could hear thousands of clocks ticking. Tick, tock, tick, tock. When the room was halfway melted, I blinked and found myself back in the testing room. Everything was normal, but I was in regular clothes. Not in the orange jumpsuit, the D-class attire.
This is hard to believe, but go on.
There was a researcher who entered the room not too long after I was interrogated. They made me take the next call at noon. They wanted to test a theory.
What happened at noon?
The phone rang again, and I picked it up again. There was screaming on the other end, and a voice identical to mine, from another point in time, I assume. It told me not to answer the phone at 6 p.m., no matter what. That horrible thing would get loose. Before you ask like you did last time, no, I don't know what the horrible thing is.
And then?
There was this static, like TV static. It was loud, and everywhere. It was covering up my vision, filling the room, filling the world. Eventually, I couldn't see or hear anything, and after being stuck in static for a few minutes, I blinked, and I was back in the testing room. Then I was detained and brought here. Now, here we are.
Considering the anomalous nature of SCP-Y-016, your story, while unusual, is within the realm of possibility.
I've looped twice already, and I won't do it a third time in case someone's asking for me to pick up the phone at 6 p.m. Not happening. I'm done with this stupid phone. I'm not lying. You should believe me. If I no longer have a criminal record, I would like to be set free. Please let me go to my wife and, well, my daughter that doesn't exist anymore. Perhaps it's time to make a new one.
We will take your account into consideration. Thank you for your cooperation.
Dmitry Romanov's account of temporal looping and interaction with SCP-Y-016 during scheduled calls provides significant insight into the phone's anomalous properties. The claims made by Romanov, though seemingly unsubstantiated by existing records, align with SCP-Y-016's ability to connect callers to different points in time. Further investigation and monitoring of SCP-Y-016 are necessary to understand the full extent of its temporal manipulation capabilities. Addendum. Attached to the incident report was a research paper detailing a study claiming a significant discovery about SCP-Y-016. The paper posits that the timeline of SCP-Y-016's calls is connected in a roughshod manner to the specific times of day it is used. However, the name and details of the researcher who authored the paper are not connected to any known Foundation personnel, nor do they correspond to anyone who has ever seemingly existed. Director's warning. Despite the rules clearly stating that no tests shall be conducted on SCP-Y-016, this incident has demonstrated the need for even stricter security measures. All personnel are reminded that under no circumstances are any research personnel to perform testing with SCP-Y-016 without authority from the site director. Violations of this directive will result in immediate disciplinary action. This is Director Knightley, signing off on another report at Site Y1. I eagerly look forward to having your audience in future reports.